Uh, we are going to talk about overcoming the challenges of the open source, and I will try my best. How I can portray my experience, and I can come up with some helpful tips. And throughout my presentation, I'll focus mostly on my experiences and things that I have done, and which I presume are one of the better ways to approach a problem. Moving forward, as you all know, my name is Henit Chobisa. I am currently working as a software engineer at Plane. Plane, if you don't know, it's an open source project. It's an open source project management tool. It has around 35,000 plus stars now. I was part of Google Summer of Code the year 2023, and I worked on uh, Rocket.Chat's Electron apps alternative, which was built in Tauri. I just wanted to explore the potential of Tauri, and under Gene Brito and David Allen, it was an amazing experience for me. I'm also a community hero at Gitpod, and I have worked for Apache DevLake as well. So currently, about me, I'm working on the integrations engine of Plane, and I would say, like, with the team, I built the integrations engine of Plane from scratch, and all the migration assistants that Plane supports at this point, which includes Linear, Jira, and everything. And definitely, I would say that uh, Rocket Chat was one great inspiration for me when I was moving to this project, and also whatever projects that I have done in Plane, which includes the Prime CLI, the automated CLI written in Go, which automates the installation of Plane for self-hosted instances, the payment tool, the subscription management tool. It's a microservice that is written again in Go, which manages all Plane's self-hosted subscriptions and everything, the number of users and everything. And now it's been 6 months. I'm working on this project called Silo, which is a tool that manages all the Planes integrations and the migration assistant. Okay, so moving forward, let's talk about what is this about. Okay, so we say that overcoming the challenges of open source, and I've divided uh, my talk into two major parts, which is the open source challenges that when I was getting into open source that I used to face, and some things are GSOC specific, right? Devanshu, I think my slides and everything is clean. Can I move forward?
Yes, please.
Okay. So let's talk about the initial open source challenges. So I think I think all the people before me, they must have covered it very nicely. But I would like to reiterate on this thing that, where am I gonna start? um, because open source is definitely, sometimes there are challenges on a different problem. You look at the project, okay, yeah, okay, this project looks nice, but yeah, there are 10 others which looks nice too. And when you choose one project that, okay, I would like to contribute to this one, looks very fascinating to me, then again comes, okay, wow, it's a big application. Where would I start? So that's what we're going to talk about. So there are issues. So yeah, yeah. This is a great advice that has been given to people who just start open source, that you can dig deep into the good first issues, right? And yeah, I mean that is an amazing approach. You go to the good first issues, you look at those issues, and if you are able to solve it, fine. But there are some roadblocks that come up. So. I tell you this way. So sometimes what happens is, like, you select a good first issue, and what happens is, like, okay, yeah, it looks all fine, but there is not much clarity on it. Right? The issues may be very brief written, or the issue is kind of like, okay, we need to do something, but that might not be in priority. That happens sometimes in Plane. And I've seen many open source organization doing the same thing, that there are good first issues which I can categorize into two parts. There are good first issues which may require some discussion on how the implementation will go, and there are some good first issues which require that, okay, yeah, this is a straightforward implementation that I would like to do. In many of the mono reports, this happens that you have different tech stacks, right? You choose one which you are the most compatible with, and understand, and don't try to just rush in. Okay, try to understand how the existing implementation has been done, how you are planning to do it. And what I would suggest is, maybe, when you see a good first issue and you have a clarity in your you have some clarity in your mind, maybe it's not just good first issue or any issue, if you are interested in, and if you have some clarity in your mind, you went through the code base, just go through a code base. Definitely go through the code base and just try to understand uh, how you can replicate the issue in your own local instance and all. And once you have the clarity, okay, this is how I'm going to implement it, maybe post a comment, or maybe maybe start a discussion, or maybe just try to communicate this well, that okay, this is the approach that I'm going to take while I am solving this question, I'm trying to resolve this issue. Sometimes that might not be necessary, sometimes that might be necessary, but I would suggest that you should do it, right? Moving forward, we'll talk about, okay, fine. Now, I explored the issue. I understood the problem. I understood how I'm going to solve it. Okay, I'm going to work on it. I'll take 3 days, raise a PR. Fine. The comment was enough. Okay, I understand that the comment was enough, but try to understand this as well. So this happened with me 4 or 5 times when I was trying to contribute to Rocket.Chat's core repository. I used to pick up an issue, and okay, I used to like read the whole code base, and at one point of time, I understood Meteor, I understood Fuselage, I understood everything, and I created around like 120 pages of notes, and to go through the issues and to try to make my contribution very solid. But what used to happen was that whenever I used to like create a pull request, somebody else already would have made the pull request, and the pull request just gets merged. Maybe sometimes that has happened to me, that just 30 minutes before the pull request gets merged. Although this can happen, but you must always remember what is the goal. Why are you contributing? You're contributing to learn here. Okay. And if you will always stick to, okay, this is my approach, then sometimes it hinders a little bit to, how are we learning. So what my suggestion would be, you got an issue, you understood the issue, you have a plan of action for the issue. Now it would be a good time to create a draft PR, and in this draft PR, explain everything that you are going to do. Everything, right? That okay, yeah, this is the file, I understand, this is what I'm going to do, this is what the whole plan of action is for me. There are two advantages over here. So advantage number one is that it can happen that maybe somebody else who's going to who was about to raise a PR may have a different perspective of how he was going to solve this issue. He may come and maybe comment on he may come and comment on your PR, and you guys can actually connect and discuss what is the best approach to solve this problem. And this is what is happening. This is what happens all the time, that you understand the problem and you land on one of the best approaches to solve the problem. It's not like we just need to solve the problem. We need to solve the problem in a very good way. And if you see, you can, when the discussion happens, this is one of the communication is one of the most effective, one of the gifts of open source. You learn to communicate and you understand from other people's perspective as well, and you learn from them. This is what the goal is, right? It's not getting a PR merge, like, not like that, but to communicate, to understand, and to learn from people. You get a pull request ready, it's in draft. Okay, fine. And these are the two advantages you're gonna have. But yeah, be very open when you're, when you're drafting a pull request. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Maybe some designs are required. This is how it is gonna look like, etc. Uh, yeah, this is what I have. this is what I have been talking about, right? If there is no communication, there is no open source. Communication is the key, right? Is the key to ideas, you know, to ideas, how things are working, what is the goal of the organization, how they are following up, right? Because internally there can be different goals set for the organization, and there can be different goals set outside as well, the what we would like to do. So like there are two ways I would say that whenever you are contributing, you should communicate. You should ideally divide your communication into two parts, even when you are taking the feedback. How do you exactly communicate your changes? How do you exactly communicate, like, you, okay, yeah, this is the change that I'm going to bring to your code. Okay, fine. And second is, how do you communicate your ideas? This is communicating your ideas. So one very important part, because we are as I said, right, we need to learn from other people, and if we need to learn from other people, we must communicate our ideas effectively, and that helps a lots of time, right? So uh, moving forward to it, um, I think I'm clear around this time, right? uh, so I can move to the next part of my presentation. Am I clear, Devansh? All good?
Yes, but we are only like 2 minutes more to go for your part.
Yeah, yeah. Sure. Yeah, I'm the time. So we'll talk about the GSOC specific challenges. So the project conundrum. This happens a lots of time, and I think many of the people before me would have highlighted it. Um, so I divided into my what I want to say is, like, what projects to choose. All looks very appealing. You can divide your project into two parts. Either you can take the maximizer approach, or either you can take the satisfizer approach. The maximizer approach is like, I'll always choose the best out of everything. And the satisfier approach is like, whatever I'm choosing, I will just make it the best. And I guess this, and many of the times, I guess the satisfier approach is very helping, because whatever you're choosing, you're looking for the ideas, you're always enthusiastic. Whatever I'm choosing, I'll make the best. So of course, GSOC will give you, like, three will allow you to post three project proposals per and you can choose what you would like to do with any project. But I would say definitely, uh, this is something you would really choose wisely, and accept whatever it is coming to you. And many of the times it happens that you don't have control of what you are going to be working on. So it should be the best, that you have this enthusiasm in your mind that whatever it should will be given to me, I will just make it the best. Yes. So this is the topic I would like to um, explain a little bit. And it is one of the key points that I would like to address, that how do I express interest and ideas? Many of the times it happens that people just talk, but uh, it does not happen that they are not clearly able to express their interest and ideas. What I would say is, like, uh, okay, I'll list out some tips. So you talk first, openly, open discussion, no DMs, channels, take feedback from everyone, right? Again, the goal is to communicate, learn from people. Talk first, understand people's view, understand your own view, what you were trying to say, and what is coming to you. Second, understand the priority of things. Whatever is coming to you, like, this is completely GSOC specific. You can talk in your open channels, in the open community, right? Understand the priority of things. How impactful this change is gonna be, and how.
Henit, we can't hear you. No, not yet.
Am I clear now?
Yeah, it is.
I get back the. Okay. So expressing your interest and ideas. Okay, where are we then? I'm sorry. Okay, I think we're back. Um, okay. So understanding the priorities that I already said, drafting the architecture, whatever you're thinking, how does it look like? How does it feel like? And how are you exactly going to architect? So sometimes it can happen. It's just a simple client side application. So you understand like the you understand how the code structure would look like, how it would look like, and all. But many of the times, like these are the two very important things that you draft the architecture, and second is to build a simple MVP, a minimal viable product, a simple prototype, right? It is very important for you, right? Such that you understand, what are the challenges we are going to face, what are the challenges that how are we going to solve the challenges and all. You will understand more effectively understand the tech stack as well, right? So this like whoever has come to me, I always give this give this advice that whatever you're talking about, just let's not just talk. I would like to see something. If it is possible, let's draft a simple MVP, and it takes around, like, just try to give your 36 hours to that MVP, maybe less or more. Just try, but cap it a little bit, that okay, whatever happens in this 36 hours, I'm gonna give this 36 hours to this thing, to my idea. I'll i'll just create a simple prototype, and again I will go to the open discussion. I will discuss this. Okay, this is how it looks like. Is it helpful? What is the priority? Again, let's rediscuss the idea. This is how I implement it, right? And that's mostly it. Taking the feedback, learning from the people, and at the end of the day, if uh, this is also one of the most important parts. I think you understand the timelines and be regular on this thing, which is the updates, right? In Rocket.Chat, I have seen, like, how we are, how in my when I was in GSOC, then I was part of GSOC. Then, like, I used to give, like, it's a daily updates, uh, right? What I have done today, and what I'm going to do the next day and all. And just try your best to draft the timeline, and whatever updates that you are giving must be based on that timeline. Okay, we are on this phase of the project, sub phases. Like say, if I'm going to implement a web application, like if I'm going to implement a server, something like that, right? So this is the phase that I have decided that okay, I'm going to decide my models. This is the phase that I'm going to write my business logic and everything. So phase it out into multiple chunks, and whatever updates that you're giving, maybe daily or maybe alternate, that is also fine. But definitely be very, I would say, be very specific over here, that how are you giving the update, how much clarity you are bringing. And because this does not just help in GSOC, but in plain as well, we follow the same similar thing, that whatever feature that we are working on, whatever progress we make, we just try to share it effectively, right? And because it gives a lots of clarity to people who are working around it, right? And it will also give your mentors clarity how you're moving forward and all. So I guess that's it. I mean, yeah, these are all the tips that I used to follow, and these are all the this I would like to advise you as well. Although I am also learning, but yeah, I mean, this worked nicely for me. Yeah.